are listening to the dawn of interviews. Big Daddy George of the Freestyle Cartel Show. Escucha.
Yo soy el hombre más rico que en el mundo pueda haber.
Tienes que entender, lo que es mío y no voy a soltarlo. Yo te quiero aquí conmigo. Con los ojos cerrados te quiero.
Just wanted to let y'all know to tune in to the Dawn of Interviews Freestyle Cartel with Big Daddy George.
3, 2.
You're listening to the dawn of interviews. Big Daddy George of the Freestyle Cartel Show. Escucha.
And I don't even know you, girl.
When your hopes are down, oh my dear.
You're lovely lady, ooh, you're such a beautiful sight.
Nuestras almas se acercaron tanto así.
You're just a lover.
Let me hear, tell me dear.
I want to get to know you better. Seems like we both belong together.
Hi, I'm Alan Zadinho, bringing you the Dawn of Interviews of Big Daddy George of the Freestyle Cartel and Lowrider Events.
So get ready to watch the Freestyle Cartel Show with Big Daddy George, Oldies Edition. Ready?
Bam! What's going down, Brown? Big Daddy George right here with the Freestyle Cartel Show podcast show coming to you from Cali, San Jose, California, Central Valley, Motown, and Texas and worldwide. Bam! Big Daddy George right here. Kelly D in la casa. Kelly D. Saludos, Kelly D. What's going on? Un placer. What is up with you, Kelly?
What's up? Good evening, everybody.
Man, Kelly D, I can't hear you, Kelly. Why can't I hear you now?
That happened last time when we did the videos. I don't know.
I know why. I already know why. Oh, Lord. Trying to come out, I mean. I did what I, what I. Gilbert, can you hear me, Gilbert?
Yeah.
Go back in and back out, Gilbert. Come back in and back out again. I played the video when I wasn't supposed to. That's what happened. I mean,
Can you hear me?
Kelly, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Could you hear
One of those days where Gilbert, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Damn, I can't hear nobody now. Why is that? Yeah, well, I tell you what, we're gonna have to do this again. I can't hear nobody. Gilbert, can you hear me? Hold on. Can you hear me, Gilbert? Well, everybody can hear me, and I can't hear everybody. Man, this is one of those days where what happened bad happened bad. You call this so. You know what? Here's what I want to do. Kelly, can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Take it away, Kelly. I can't hear shit. Take it away.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, guys. Sorry, we always end up falling in some stuff with connection and stuff like that. I know George always tries to do the best he can. So, guys, welcome here to Freestyle Cartel podcast show. So tell us a little bit about you guys. Introduce you guys. If nobody knows, this is Conjunto Estilo. I'm gonna give you guys the platform, guys. Introduce yourselves.
Ready, I'm Gabe Garcia. I'm the first primera voz, and I write some songs that we've recorded.
I'm Nando Garcia. I'm the accordion player in Segunda Voz.
And I know you guys have other band members, so you want to include them as well and introduce them as well.
Yeah, right now playing with us, we've got Steve Muñiz from Brownsville, Texas. We've got Arnold Jimenez from Edinburgh, and Nick Posadas is playing with us right now. It's from Edcouchensa.
Awesome. And you guys are from the Valle, right? What we call the Valle here in Texas and in El Bayuco, right? We call it the Bayuco over there in the valley. So tell us a little bit how you guys got together, how the band came about. That some of the band members were in other bands and just decided to get the band together and put themselves to be called, unique en estilo, el estilo que tienen ustedes conjunto. Tell us a little bit how Conjunto Estilo got together.
Well, I mean, the backstory is really pretty much it all started when I was a little kid, and my mom and dad would take us to the bailes, and almost every weekend we'd go to the bailes, and they would take us as often as they could, and I grew up on conjunto music, and it was always my dream to be part of or have a conjunto. And then I got married, my kids came along, and all that was kind of put on the back burner. And then we relocated to Utah. And then when we came back in 2008, I kind of convinced my son to take some accordion lessons, and he did, and just from there he picked it up, and I started writing songs, and I contacted several people, and that were looking for songs, and I would say, hey, you know what, I've got songs that I wrote, originals, and for the most part they didn't show too much interest, I guess, because as far as a songwriter, I'm not known, so eventually some friends of ours, Tejano boys, they recorded one of my songs, and one day me and my son Nano, we were talking, and we're like, well, you know what, if nobody wants to pick up the songs, why don't we just get something together and we record them? And that's kind of where it started.
Awesome. So Nano, coming in the band and seeing your dad getting this band together and stuff like that. How did you feel coming along with getting involved with your dad in the band?
Good. I mean, it was. It started really slow because, like he said, he was trying to, sell or give away even some of the songs that he'd written, and people weren't really picking them up. Only a couple got picked up and recorded. And there was times that he would come to me and say, hey, how can I, do this or that on this song that I'm trying to write? It sounds kind of odd, so I would pick up the accordion, and I had learned some scale, and I kind of go up and down the scale. You're going up here when you should go down and stuff like that, and then we ended up arranging 8 or 10 songs, something like that. So that's when we decided to look for somebody that will record us, and if people like it enough that they're interested in playing with us, we can start playing live. And I think it took about a year, more or less, about a year and a half from when we actually recorded our first single to actually playing a live performance. Mm-hmm. So we actually just completed a few weeks ago our first 1 year anniversary of performing live.
Wow! Congratulations on that. So the journey hasn't been. I mean, the journey. What year can you start say that y'all's journey started at?
That we actually started taking it serious in 2024. I
Okay.
started learning accordion when I was 16 because my tío Junior had an accordion at his house that he had it there for a while, and I think my dad was like, yeah, you know what, let me borrow it, see if I can mess with it a little bit or something. 'Cause he used to have an accordion a long time ago, so he wanted to mess with it, and he had it there, and one day he pulled up a video on YouTube. Uh, that was Tragos Amargos, right? Somebody was playing it, and I was just looking at it, and then maybe like a week or two later, I picked up that accordion and I just started playing Tragos Amargos, and he's like, "Man, how do you know how to play that?" And I go, "Well, I don't. I'm just mimicking what I saw in that video." He's like, "Yeah, but we saw like 30 seconds of that video 2-3 weeks ago. How do you know how to do it?" I go, "I don't know. I'm just copying what the guy did, right? I saw the pattern and I followed the pattern and I kind of picked up that song." So from there, he's like, "Man, just for you to be able to recognize that, like you've got something, whether it's the ear, the eye, whatever, you got something. So let's send you to a few lessons." So they sent me to a handful of lessons with Lucky Joe when he was still with Frijoles Románticos,
Mm-hmm.
with Jaime Gonzalez from the Delta Boys. I took a lesson or two with Rick Garza from Tejano Boys,
Okay.
and but I didn't really take it serious back then. And then when my dad had all these songs, maybe 10, 15 years later, yeah, 15, almost 20 years later,
Uh-huh.
uh, and we just started messing with them and said, "Man, you know what? We practically have enough to make an album. Not saying that any of them are good or they're going to be hits or anything, but we had composed enough songs that we could have made an album or could make an album." And so we said, "You know what? Let's take it a step further for a couple and start performing live so we can actually get better at it." So that's what we started doing, and we've been playing live for about a year now.
Awesome, awesome. Congratulations on all your journey that you guys are doing, everything you're putting together and the music. You know, Conjunto is a style that's been out for a while, and to keep that traditional sound of music of Conjunto, sometimes it's kind of hard to keep it how Conjunto is now, right? But you guys keep it neutral to that and keep doing what you're doing, and your journey is just beginning. You guys are getting noticed, so never quit. Even though how you said you guys kind of took it serious more around 2024 or whatever, but you guys are doing good things. I love the name of the band. I know there's a lot of people might confuse it to another band that kind of has it like what you guys, but you guys are called Conjunto. So that's what separates you guys from that other band that has the same name. So you guys don't
Good.
get confused. If you want to find out who Conjunto Estilo is, it's Conjunto Estilo. It's not Estilo, it's Estilo. So that's the way.
Hey, conjunto estilo, as in lowrider. We're lowriders in this bitch right here. We're the lowrider outlaws of the conjunto. Conjunto estilo,
Yes,
Gilbert and the son. They got a different approach on conjunto. It's dope. It's different and it's working. Um,
yes, sir.
the conjunto estilo, Gilbert and your son. Who came up with that name, and why did you pick conjunto estilo?
Um, Honestly, there was like we kept hearing. I kept hearing, the new word swag, and I was like swag and swag, and it's like, well, it's like estilo, but like steel is like in the lowrider scene, the Chicanos and stuff like that. It's like I remember hearing the word stilo, and I know some people spell it differently,
Hmm.
but like I don't know, well, swag, I get it, what it means or whatever, but it's like, but I think stilo is more of a Chicano word, something it's related more to lowriders and stuff like that, stuff that we're into, so I
Yes.
uh, I was talking to Nano, and I'm like, hey, if we were ever to form a conjunto, what do you think if we would call it Conjunto Estilo? And he was like, what? And then we got the idea of, we never seen anybody else do it. And I'm like, you know what if, because usually you see, bands with a banner with their name or stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know what? Why don't we make like a car club plaque with the name, and it's like just something different and something that is part of us.
Yeah, it's a culture, it's a cultura. Us
Yeah.
being Chicanos, no matter what you say, Chicano is, and can't see was, is the road, the history, the creation of Tejano music before it was labeled. It was called Chicano Sound, Chicano Soul. And we got Sonny Azuna, we have Little Joe and them, we have all those legends, living legends and legends that are not living. That it started off as Chicano Soul, the brown sound, like Little Joe said, the brown sound. It's Chicano Soul. So having that placa estilo, it defines your roots. It defines our who we are. It's a culture thing. It's a cultura. We got the most beautiful culture out there in the world, brother. We got the cultura. We got the culture. That defines who we are as an artist, as a human being, dude. So that's badass, brother. That's pretty dope. Conjunto Estilo in the house. Bam! All right, Gilbert. You guys ready to show us una canción?
Yeah.
All right, we're live right here on the Freestyle Cartel podcast show también, and we are live and with Sirius Tejano on the air right now. We're live with Sirius Tejano, and bam, show us bam what you do, Ali. Let's go.
We're gonna do our very first single that we released. It's an original that I wrote and Nano composed the music to it. So it's called Al Pie de Mezquite.
Te vi llorando al pie de aquel mezquite, te vi que estabas sufriendo otra vez. La mujer, por favor, ya no estés triste, y aquí estoy para consolarte como ayer. Me he conformado con ser solo un pasatiempo, pues en el tiempo nunca me vas a ver, porque mañana de nuevo él vendrá a buscarte, y como tonta de nuevo te vas con él. Te vi llorando que otra vez te ha engañado, dices tonto que otra vez se aburrió, pides a Dios que regrese a tu lado, porque es que no me aburra yo. Me he conformado por ser solo un pasatiempo, pues sé muy bien que nunca me vas a, porque mañana de nuevo él vendrá a buscarte, y como tonta de nuevo te vas con él. Dices llorando que otra vez te ha engañado, Dices llorando que otra vez se aburrió. A Dios que regrese a tu lado, porque no pides que no me aburra.
Bam! That was dope off the hook. Where's my tequila at? Bam! We're gonna take a shot right now, but I don't drink, brother. That was dope. That was pretty dope. Conjunto Estilo at his best right there. We got some Conjunto Kings right here, man. Spreading the Conjunto gospel right here and the airwaves, you know. So man, that's pretty dope. That was pretty dope right there. That was pretty dope. Let me give a shout out to a couple people out here because I can't really read anything. Whatever happened bad is happening bad. But you know what? Aquí estamos. We're superseding this right here. Let me see what I can do right here. We got some people in the house. I know that everybody's coming in and out, in and out. I couldn't share, but it's all good, baby. We got my boy Ray Sombrano in the house. Bam, saludos party people. ¿Qué pasa con la masa? Los raitos, el evento vato. Taco Flaco with DJ Rayway all day, Valito. What's going on, my brother? That's my people right there, Ray. DJ Ray, he's back. And he's a singer. Es pura punto música perrona también. You know, and let me see what else I got here. Bro, I got my girl, my queen, Lisa Trevino in the house. Saludos, Big Daddy, and everyone tuning in. Is it Purcell, Texas in la casa? Purcell, Texas in the house. I can't read anymore. Can you see what else you can see? Because I can't go that back right now.
Saludos to Mindy Garza, us as well, tuning in. We have several people. You guys, George in the beginning was having a little bit of technical difficulties. We were as well. So some of the messages didn't come in. So we apologize, but we didn't see them. So we apologize to you guys. But thank you so much for tuning in. Para todos que se están sintonizando, like Mr. George said, to all our people from Pearsall, Texas, people from San Antonio, from the Valle, to all our people listening in California. Saludos. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Damn, let's go. We had this interview going on for a while. Pinche Gilbert, each time we had an interview, las pinche brujas out there, man, la estaban tirando la pinche sal, vale. You know, every time, 3 times we tried in Chale, you know, bam, like pinche brujeria, vale, you know, and today it almost happened. Same thing, brother, same thing almost. But you know what? God is great, and we overcame it. We have Conjunto Estilo in the house. Conjunto Estilo, how do you define your sound? And what makes you different from all the other Conjunto groups out there that you can tell everybody your unique sound? What is different about Conjunto Estilo than all the other Conjunto groups?
What coincidentally became another meaning for the name, right? Conjunto Estilo, because it's our own style, it's our own sound, because we're not really copying anybody. We cover songs, right? But there's not one specific person that I'm like, I try to learn to play like that person, right? When we first started playing, I even stopped completely listening to conjunto music because I didn't want to pick up anything specific from anybody, get used to playing specifically like somebody. Even with a song that I, don't know, something of Tony de la Rosa or something from anybody, right? Ruben Vela, from anybody. I kind of try to get just the basic melody off of the scale, and then I'll stop listening to the song and just keep messing with that melody until I get it the way that I want to play it, So I don't think there's any one band that I can say that, we, like, this is where our style comes from, right? So that's kind of where the name kind of evolved into another meaning, that it's just our style, I'm not purposely trying to create a new style, but it's just lo que me sale, ¿verdad?
That's your own unique style. That's pretty dope. Pretty dope.
Yeah, and hopefully in a few years, somebody will start, hear the beginning of a song. Hey, that's Conjunto Estilo, and it'll become a style, but that's not necessarily the goal right now either. I'm just trying to learn and get better in general and learn more songs and be more consistent, and it'll kind of turn into a style of its own.
Yeah. So, was there anybody in your family that is an artist or was an artist or are musicians or are in the music industry? Um, is there anybody in the family that you got that from?
No, just a lot of borrachos.
A lot of borrachos con pura tequila, vale. Aquí estamos, vale. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's pretty dope right there.
I had a tío. He's passed away now. Kid. He played the accordion, pero it was just kind of like a on his pastime. It was just like a hobby for him. I never even got to hear him play it, but and then my dad, there was two songs that he would sing where whenever we had pachangas, and yeah, when he was feeling good, he'd get up there and sing the two songs. But that's about it. That's about the extent there. As far as I know, we don't have any relatives that are like actual musicians.
Yeah. So you guys are the first ones for the family that picked up the pinche accordion y ya estuvo, vale. So let me ask both of you guys a question here. With the newer generation, how do you feel about the current generation of young musicians picking up the box and the accordion and keeping the music alive? I see a lot of new generation out there in the industry, both female and male, that are pretty perrón, vale. What are your thoughts on that?
Props to them, and hopefully they don't stop. I know I seen actually some posts earlier, today and yesterday, something that happened in Vegas. Some young kid was playing the accordion, and I guess somebody got on Facebook and kind of talked bad. And it's like, I mean, it's somebody that's barely starting off. You have to give them props, because it's getting up on stage in front of a lot of people. It's nerve-wracking. So when you're 12, 13, 14, 15, I can imagine how nerve-wracking it is then. And we gotta push the newer generation to try and learn some of the conjunto music, Tejano music, because if not, it really is gonna die.
Yeah, and to all the haters out there, you know what? I mean, why are you gonna hate on the kid? You gotta start from the foundation, build the foundation up, and you gotta start from where you begin. We're all beginners wherever we started our craft. So shout outs to that kid, man. He had the pinche cojones to jump on that stage and give it his all. Shout outs to him and to all the haters out there. But I can't see batteries right now. But you know what you can do. Support the younger generation, and that's what it's about. Supporting the younger generation. Stop the hate. Participate. You know what I'm saying? Just stop the hate. It's what we need for our community, is to get together and support the generation.
Yes, definitely. And I love that you say that, Mr. Gabe. Not a lot of people would defend that. Not a lot of people would, put that out there. I mean, this kid is that he's exploring the Tejano industry. He's exploring the conjunto music, and he wants to show his cultura to us. And for people to bring them down like that, this is not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to encourage each other. Nomás nosotros los tumbamos de donde estamos. So we shouldn't do that. And thank you for putting that out there. Not a lot of people would do that. But, it starts from there. I know when we were young, our grandparents got us to this type of level of listening to Conjunto and to Tejano. And that's all they did for him. So there's no reason to bring him down from what he's trying to share with us, his talent and all the conjunto music and all the Tejano music that he wants to put out there. It's up to us to keep pushing people like that, not bring them down.
Yeah, and that's it. And you know what, Kelly? We got to do some homework. Let's find out who he is. And I want to bring him onto the show.
Yes,
Hell yeah,
definitely.
we got to give him props alongside with the, I have another conjunto person there, giving him advice, supporting him instead of bringing him down. So good job,
Yes,
my brother. Hey, he had the cojones to jump on that stage and perform, dude. That's amazing. Man, I give him my props, brother. That's pretty
yes.
dope. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I see some people here that Mindy Garza, a conjunto stealer right there. I see. Let me see. This is the old one right here. Oh, I lost him. There was more. Oh yeah, bam! We got La Jefa jamming oldies. La Jefa, in the house también. Bam! That's our affiliative radio station también. Alberto Resendez. Bam! ¿Cómo estamos, Vali? Let's go, Vali. Ares 13, we got my friends Ares 13 in the house. He said, "Saludos, Big George and Conjunto Estilo, and from El Valle de Texas." Chino Mac in the house. Chino Mac, Viva Mexico, cabrón. That's a big area right there in San Jose, California, in La Casa. And everybody else disappeared. So if I missed anybody, perdóname, it's all
Yes.
good, baby. You
Yes.
know what? Now, go
Sorry,
ahead.
George.
Everybody that's
I think they got cut off from you, but Gilbert Peña from the Hermanos Peña, saludos to them as well. And talented Miss Brenda Blanco, thank you for tuning in.
Oh, I just see you. I'm sorry, you guys hit me, damn it. Gilbert Peña, that's my boy right there. That's my familia right there. Gilbert Peña, Los Hermanos Peñas in the house. That's my fan band right there. Amazing groups right there. Saludos to the Peña family también. Brenda Blanco from the Bronx. Brenda Blanco, what's going on, my girl? Bam, saludos. Another recording artist right there. Brenda Blanco in La Casa. Support the artists, support the genres, support the music, That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and George, it's not just about also not just supporting the younger generation, but also supporting all the conjuntos, all the bands out there. I was asked one time, why do you share other bands' stuff? It's like, why not? Why not? I mean, there's enough for everybody to go around. So I know there's people that don't share other bands' stuff or whatever, but you know what, we share it because we want to see everybody succeed.
And amen. It's about supporting each other. It's about supporting the raza, Raza supporting raza. That's the way it's supposed to be, supporting each other. If we don't support each other, el género, the genre, it's not going to exist, brother. It's going to disappear. And that's what it comes to us, to support each other so we can bring what's next, next level of this genre, Tejano Conjunto genre. And that's what we need. We need we need unity, brother. That's what it's called. Unity big time.
Yes. Exactly. Pretty words to put together like that, right, George?
Oh yeah, they're getting me pissed off right now. Hey, that kid had the guts to go up on stage, dude, and people have the audacity to clown him. Doesn't make any sense. We got to bring our people up. That's what we got to do. We got to bring our people up instead of pushing them down all the time. That's one bad thing that our raza has, brother. There's no unity, bro. We used to fighting each other instead of uniting, bro. And that's where it's at. We have to unite and support the future generation and everybody else. Bam.
Yeah, even the upcoming artists, the conjunto or the Tejano, you guys, we gotta open doors. We gotta open the ability to let these other bands, even though we're so used to our established artists, ¿verdad? Our conjunto established artists or Tejano established artists, we gotta let these upcoming new bands get the opportunity as well. Get put on these flyers of where these bands are playing at. Even if they open up the show, give them the platform. If we don't give them that, we're never going to hear different music. We're never going to hear a different estilo. I mean, we got to do that. If we don't do that, well, it's never going to grow. It's going to stay in the same level. So we got to do that. We got to open up doors like that.
Yep, and that's well said. Hey, Gilbert, where are you guys from? Are you guys from Texas, or where are you guys from?
What was that?
Are you from Texas?
From Texas, yeah.
South Texas, the very lowest, the south of Texas.
The south to the south. We right there by the frontera. Damn it, south. It doesn't get any south than that.
Oh
Right
yeah,
there. That's dope. That's dope.
but maybe
So,
like 20-30 minute drive away from Reynosa and Matamoros,
uh,
Progreso.
so how was it growing up, in Texas? Shape your introduction to Tejano conjunto music. How did that have an influence on you?
For me or for him?
Both of you guys.
So, well, you can go first.
Well, for me, like I said, for me, my jefitos were almost every weekend they were out in the bailes, and they would take us with them. That's something that I'm grateful for. I got to see many of the conjunto legends, the pioneers, Tony
Yeah.
de la Rosa, Rubén Vela, Rubén Naranjo, Gilberto Perez, man, many, which I'm grateful for. And all the De La Rosa family, Adan, Alfredo, Tony, Eva, all them, man, it's just I just have so many memories of going to the dances. Like I said, I mean, I think like 5 years old, sitting in front of the speakers where as loud as they were, they didn't even faze me. I was just there enjoying the music, and from that age, I had the dream of doing something in the music industry, and specifically conjunto.
That's true. Kelly?
Yes, so I know George asked this question, but I'm gonna kind of change it a little bit. You being from the valley, right? We have a lot of band, a lot of talento, right? So much talent out there in that area. You guys being in that area and bringing your style and bringing your band together the way you do you feel like the conjunto music changing in that area a little bit?
Like the conjunto music in our area should what a little bit? Sorry.
I said, is the conjunto style out in the valley, right? Because there's so much talent, right? Every putting their little bit of arenita to keep the conjunto music there, and they try to change it a little bit. Do you feel that type of conjunto music's changing a little bit from the identity of conjunto?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yes and no, because there's some people that are keeping it very traditional. That like, for example, Delta Boys. That a lot of their
Yes.
music that's coming out is very traditional, Rubén Vela 2G style, which is awesome. But I mean, they play it great. And then there's other bands that are kind of in between, where they're kind of being a little more progressive and a little more new school with it. Tejano Boys and some of the other bands that are making it their own style. That's a little different. It's still conjunto, but just like a new style of conjunto. And then there's other bands that kind of started as like conjunto, like Frontera, for example, that they took it. They started as with like a conjunto sound, and then they took it to a whole different level of style. So yeah, Jesse Turner también. He started a conjunto with Rubén Vela and going to a completely different style and evolving over the years, And there's there's people that are keeping it very traditional. So yes and no, there is some, and it's good, it's good for people to explore different styles and just be creative, But for old school conjunto lovers, Rodney, Los Fantasmas, a lot of them are still keeping it traditional conjunto. For us people that really like the old school traditional. One night you might want to hear some old school traditional, another night you might want to jam out a little harder,
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, you guys ready to play another song?
Yeah, we can do another one.
Bam, vámonos fuerte. Bam, we got Conjunto Stilo in the house, and they're gonna jam right now. They're gonna jam some pinche box music right now, some Conjunto music, vale.
This is an oldie but a goodie. One of our favorites, the Tony de la Rosa.
estaba yo en la cárcel, solito me entretenía contando los eslabones que mi cadena tenía, de noches tan negras para la prisión, dan los candados, late el corazón. Escaleras de la cárcel, escalón por escalón, unos suben y otros bajan a dar su declaración. En noches tan negras para la prisión, suenan los candados, late el corazón. Cartolinas de la cárcel, cuartos con 4 paredes, donde encierran a los hombres por culpa de las mujeres, que noches tan negras para la prisión, suenan los candados, late el corazón. Centinelas de la cárcel, cuántos lataban ahí, con esos gritos de alerta que no dejan ni dormir, que noches tan negras para la prisión, suenan los candados, late el corazón. Escaleras de la cárcel, testiga sin compasión, por ellas bajé un día por una mala pasión, que noches tan negras para la prisión, suenan los candados, late el corazón. Me tienen aquí encerrado, por crimen que cometí, y estoy llorando a la ingrata que anda suelta por allí, que noches tan negras para la prisión, suenan los candados, late el corazón.
That was a dope rolita right there. That was a dope sound right there. That was awesome, dude. That was amazing. That's pretty dope right there. That's the kind of music. Get up on your ass, start dancing, Riley. Throw on those boots and start pinching the bota, Riley. Let's go. That's dope, brother. I loved it. I loved it. Kelly, what did you think?
Yes, yes. You know, you guys kind of brought me back to the memories of sitting around a campfire, que estamos en el rancho, ahí tomando unas cervecitas, right? And hey, vamos a ponerlo a tocar una rola, ¿verdad? And you took me back to that. Thank you guys. I love your style. I love what you guys doing. Y son recuerdos, son música que la cultura del conjunto, la generación del conjunto es algo más especial, ¿verdad? Tiene su its own style. So again, guys, thank you so much for playing that type of music y nomás enseñándonos la cultura del conjunto. For the people that don't know conjunto, you're getting introduced to real conjunto right here.
And for those you don't know, now you know. That's the Conjunto sound right there. We taking it back to the old school with the new flavor right there. And that's what it's about. Conjunto estilo in the house.
Hydrated.
Aquí estamos. Salud, salud. But that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. That's dope the way he controls the box. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot of skill to control that box. And that's pretty dope right there. So, tell us about the first time that you jumped on that stage. When you perform in front of a big Tejano Conjunto audience, what do you remember most about the energy in the room? And what do you remember about performing on that stage the first time?
Being nervous.
Yeah, I was scared, man. I was very self-conscious because I was nervous that I wasn't going to have enough songs. I didn't have confidence in myself that I could pull it off. We ended up having extra songs, songs left over that I didn't get to play. And then that gave me a little bit of confidence to, okay, I could do a little bit bigger set and then a little bit bigger set. We started with 45 minutes, then doing an hour and a half set, then doing 2 sets of 45 minutes, 3 sets of 45 minutes. And then I think the biggest one that we've done that I got nervous again all over was at La Lomita in Edinburgh, McAllen, Texas. That we did, I think, about 4 hours more or less.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's really cool. Not a lot of bands play for 4 hours anymore.
That's bam. 4 hours, brother. Bam. I know you guys are tired, brother. That's when you know you're doing an amazing job, bro. And they have you out there for 4 hours, bro, shooting the box, they cantando. People are dancing out there, bro. They don't want to stop. And that's what you bring to the table. You got your own style. And for 4 hours performing, brother, bam, you guys are doing something right. So that's pretty dope right there. That is dope right there. That's pretty dope.
We'll say that we have definitely surpassed our own expectations that we had in the beginning. We've done, we've done more than we ever expected to.
So let's get back to your sound. I know there's a lot of fans or a lot of critics out there that often debate the sound, the new sound of Tejano Conjunto. What do you guys do to preserve like the traditional, Tejano Conjunto sound while you're experimenting with the new regional Mexican trends, the new sound? How do you guys come upon that?
I think a lot of it comes from just being fans of traditional conjunto, and just learning from different people here and there. There's times that I'm like, man, I'm playing this song, but it feels like it's missing something, and I'll just ask, one of the musicians that I've come to know that different guys, just randomly entre plática, we're having a barbecue, having some beers. Hey man, like on this song, I'm playing this part, and then they'll kind of like, you know what? Let me go grab my accordion, and he'll go grab his accordion, and like, well, show me what you're doing. Okay, I'll mess with it, and then okay, look, it's because you're going in the wrong key. You're supposed to do like right here, to be proper, and then you can play with it after that. And okay. So just little things, that myself have been picking up, and the same thing with the singing. Some of the guys, Rick Garza from Tejano Boys, David Martinez from Ramon Lucio y Dominante. They've been some of our biggest teachers with the singing itself, and then with the music. as far as learning in general, Steve Muniz and Rick Garza, David también, David Martinez, um, just Arnold Jimenez, just a handful of people that have been humble enough to share some of their knowledge with us so that we can, just learn some of the basics to begin with. And then we try to keep it simple, little things that we see, if like, for example, if he's singing, a song and he does like a little riff on something and somebody that's dancing on the dance floor is like, oh, yeah, and they like that, yeah, we'll keep that in, keep doing some more of that.
And that's what it's about. It's about reading the crowd. Yeah.
Developing our style very slowly. We're kind of seeing how the people react and if that's genuine to us. Because that's also part of the name of Conjunto Estilo is it's just what we like. There's all of the songs that we play. There's songs that we actually like. Songs that we actually like to listen to. Years ago that we'd be sitting around or standing around the car with the windows down in the driveway, drinking some beers with CDs on. And just jamming, just listening to songs that we like, and that's what we play. We don't necessarily, try to, how can I say, like do what the crowd wants necessarily, but we play what we like, and if people like it, cool. If they don't, I mean that's fine too. Not everybody's gonna like it.
Yeah, that's true.
Some, things that we have learned as far as. For example, there's this place in Brownsville where we go and play sometimes, Mel's Honky Tonk. They're really big with cumbias. They love cumbias. Mm-hmm. So we try to play as many cumbias as we can when we play there. But they're all cumbias that we like, I'm not going to play something, for example, and not hating on it or anything. Just a quick example, El Tao Tao. I don't like El Tao Tao. I wouldn't jam it. I wouldn't put it on while I'm drinking. That's just not a song that, that I enjoy that much. That I jam to, that gets me going and makes me want to dance. I prefer more like what is it? De los Garcia brothers. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, A Puro Dolor by Garcia brothers. That's a song that I like to jam. That's a cumbia that I like. So I started trying to learn how to play that one. I like that song, So that's my style, my estilo. That's what I enjoy.
Yeah, so that's wrong.
We actually enjoy, not just because the crowd wants it. So
and plus, if it's something that we like, we're gonna want to put more into it.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, we're gonna feel it more.
Genuinely like that song,
That's pretty dope. So let me ask you a question. I don't really ask too many people. So how has being Mexican American artists influence your bilingual songwriting and song selection when you perform Spanish?
Well, you got to be more Mexican than the Mexicans and more Americans than
the Salinas. And that's true. That's facts. You have to. We got double jeopardy on our side, brother. We got to work harder than anybody else. We got to work harder than the Mexicans and harder than the white people, the English people, man. So that's true. That is true.
More, when you see people's experiences.
Yeah, well,
go off of that.
I mean, as far as like the songs, or at least my experience, especially when it comes to my songwriting, I don't use big extravagant words because I think even with simple words you can get the point across, and it's just, I don't know, it's just I just like to write old school way.
Yeah.
The old school style. I know, there's I've heard songs from bands from Mexico, that are like, damn, that's a badass song. But I can't write like that, because it's just not me. I'm used to the simple songs. It's like you don't need to add so much gravy to a song to make it, feel to give it some feeling.
Yep.
But like I said, I mean, it's just, I guess I was gonna say choice, but not necessarily choice because it's just what comes out to me,
definitely. And the music doesn't have to be fancy words to get a message across.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And let me get a couple shout outs before I forget. Bam, we got my girl right here, Cindy. We got Cindy Hernandez in the house. Saludos. We got my boy out of Nevada, Robert J. Trevino in La Casa. Bam, Freestyle Cartel family. I'm going to check this up. Zulema Zuniga Sapien. I love your music. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Great band. Awesome right there. Mela Brigo in the house. Lisa Torito said, you guys, it was a pleasure meeting you. And you all here, good luck in your endeavors. Let me see. I know I'm missing a few here and there. I apologize because I can't go back far. We're getting a lot of people from behind watching us, not only on here, but behind the StreamYard. Blessed with some music. Canta una canción, a ver.
Another song?
Another song?
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to send a shout out to everybody that's been tuned in, that's been listening. I know you mentioned earlier Gilbert Peña from the Arcos, the Tocayo.
Oh, no, Gilbert Peña from Los Hermanos Peña.
Los Hermanos Peña, yeah. Bueno, y I know you mentioned Brenda Blanco. Got to meet her a few weeks back. Mindy Garza, who we know personally.
Deary.
You know, but everybody that's tuned in, thank you for joining us.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Tú lo hiciste. Well, this is a song that's originally by Ana Gabriel in mariachi.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And Mando y La Venganza took it out in Conjunto, and it's actually the first song that I ever figured out on my own, just by listening to it and messing with the scale, and I figured it out on my own for the first
That's
time. Te fuiste sin siquiera despedirte, pensaste ya después me buscarás, pues mira que fallaron tus deseos y al final de cuentas fuiste tú quien me extrañó. Me niegas por orgullo a tus amigas y bajas la mirada por favor. Les mientes al decir que me olvidaste, pues nunca imaginaste llorar por este amor. Nadie sabe lo que tiene hasta que lo ven perdido. Nunca tú debiste decidirlo, pues cosas de los dos. Nunca tú debiste decidirlo, pues ya aprendiste la lección. Te fuiste sin decirme los motivos y yo me preguntaba qué pasó. El tiempo se te fue pasando y ahora tú me dices que quieres regresar. Y vienes a contarme tu tristeza, que quieres aclarar la situación. Pretendes que se olvidan los detalles y que perdone todo y volvamos a empezar. Nadie sabe lo que tiene hasta que lo ven perdido. Nunca tú debiste decidirlo, pues solo eran cosas de los dos. Nunca tú debiste decidirlo, pues ya ves, entendiste la lección.
Bam! That was a badass rolita right there. He getting down like James Brown. That was dope. That was dope. That was dope right there. That was dope. I love it. That's what music is about right there. You know what I'm saying? When you can keep your head bobbing, people dancing out there, bam, that's amazing. That's amazing right there.
Yeah, if we don't hear a song that makes us feel like that, we don't play it.
Bam! That's what I'm talking about right there. You know, you want everybody to get up and tirando pinche bota, vale.
So that's why we like to play it.
That's dope right there. That's dope. That's dope.
Oh.
If we got Veronica La Consentida, we got my girl right there, Veronica La Consentida in La Casa. She said, "How are you, Clone Kelly D?" Veronica La Consentida, she had the honey dance over the weekend in Las Vegas. Bam, she's breaking barriers and saludos tu pinche Veronica La Consentida. Bam, congratulations, you know.
Yeah, congratulations. And I know she's trying to bring Conjunto and Tejano music to Las Vegas. So tune into her. She's trying to do big things. So to Mr. Gage, Conjunto Estilo, you never know. You might be in
Conjunto
Vegas.
Estilo, you never know. She took Tejano Conjunto to Vegas, brother. And she got a certified from the state of fucking Vegas, bro. So she has her spot now where she's doing the shows now. So congratulations on that. You never know. You might be there, brother, you know. Las Vegas, bam, La Consentida in the house. Boom, saludos, aquí estamos. Bam, let's go. Vamos, parte. And bam. You know what? Una pinche canción perrona that you would play if you had a chance to play out there in Vegas. Un pinche tumbado, way. What would you play?
If we had a chance to play in Vegas, what would we play?
Remember, Vegas, the Sin City, bro. Right now, she's breaking the barrier down for the Tejano Conjunto genre, bro. And she did it, you know. And if you had a chance to jump on that stage, dude, what would you do? What would you play, bro? To catch the attention of everybody else.
It doesn't hit exactly the same, playing a cappella, because when we play, we do this this little showstopper move where we lower the music and we push on the voices, right? But we're gonna do the song that we usually close our sets with, because people started giving it some attention and liking it, and when they hear it coming up, they start kind of going crazy for it.
All right, Veronica. Listen to these guys. Hey, Conjunto Estilo, Veronica, listen to them. Bam! Amazing group. They're dope, brother. They'll bring the flat to the fair in Las Vegas. Take it away.
Anhelos tengo de verte, vida mía. Anhelos de sentirte cerca de mí. Anhelos besarte noche y día. Y es que mi amor solo existe para ti. Tú fuiste la ilusión de un alma joven, sin experiencia en las reglas del amor, que como tonto cayó bajo tus redes, tendida con engaño y con traición. Si los anhelos se cumplen, se curarán las heridas de un alma triste y sentida, que es por tu causa que sufre. Si los anhelos se cumplen, se curarán las heridas de un alma triste y sentida, que es por tu causa que sufre. Anhelos tengo de verte en las caricias que desde entonces he guardado para ti. Anhelos de volver a aquellos días y recordar la alegría que perdí. Si los anhelos se cumplen, se curarán las heridas de un alma triste y sentida, que es por tu causa que sufre. Si los anhelos se cumplen, se curarán las heridas de un alma triste y sentida, que es por tu causa que sufre. Si los anhelos se cumplen, se curarán las heridas de un alma triste y sentida, que es por tu causa que sufre. Si los anhelos se cumplen, se curarán las heridas de un alma triste y sentida, que es por tu causa que sufre.
That was dope. That was badass. That was intense right there. That's amazing, dude. That's a dope ass bam. That's a dope ass song right there. The way it was done.
Todavía me da anhelo.
That was dope. That was dope. La Veronica Constantina says, send me your info. There's an email right there. La Constantina Productions at gmail.com. Send me your information, brother. You never know. You might go out there to Vegas. The next Honey Dance is going to be September 25th. September 25th in Las Vegas. Tejano Conjunto. The Honey Dance is going to be September 25th. So send me your music, brother. You never know. You might just get bam. Right there, Las Vegas, Nevada, brother.
Yeah, it doesn't let me go to Veronica's page, so yeah, just
I'll send it to you.
Say hello, and I'll send our information in that message, Ms. Veronica.
Hey, let me give a shout out. Oh hell yeah! Let me give a shout out to Serene Everly in the house. Another young talent that's putting the music in the map. Serene Everly in the house. We have an interview with her on Thursday, so it's gonna be pretty dope right there. Next generation is here now. The future of Tejano music is here. Serene Everly in la casa. Un placer. Shorty, we got my girl Shorty in the house. Shorty, saludos, bienvenidos. Shorty in the house. Shorty Estrada in the house. Veronica Lopez said nice. She liked the sound. Shorty Estrada said this beautiful song sounds great and fabulous singer. They gave me a lot of hearts, Veronica said yes, very good. And Veronica Lopez said he can follow me. So bam, right there. Follow her, and I'll give you the information también. That was pretty dope. I love that song. That was dope. What do you think, Sheldon?
Everybody.
Yes. Actually, Nana, I wanted to ask you, what type of accordion are you playing? Because it has a sweet sound.
That's a badass sound.
This is a Honor Corona 2 Extreme.
Let's get up. That fucking. Let me see. Woo-hoo. That looks dope.
Yes, a really, really nice sound. You play it really, really well, and it's a great. I mean, I really enjoy the accordion so much right now. The sound is just beautiful on it.
Yeah, it's a dry tuning in a 440 hertz, and it was actually tuned. Oh man, maybe like 15 years ago, more or less, by by Ricardo Guzman Jr.
Okay.
You done an amazing job, brother. Because it sounds like bam. It sounds that sounded gasolina, brother. That was gasolina, bro. That was some gasolina right there in effect, brother. Buzzing. That was buzzing. That's pretty dope. So mira, if there was a young artist that wanted to pick up the box, dude, and perform on stage, and want to pick up what you're doing right now, what kind of advice would you give the younger generation in what you're doing?
Don't give up even when it gets boring, because that's what happened to me, and how y'all were talking about the younger generation. I'm actually kind of jealous of them in the sense of I didn't even like the music at first. We used to go to when we moved down here. I grew up in Utah till I was 16. I was born and raised over there. So there wasn't a lot of Tejano or Conjunto, just whatever CDs my dad had, right? And there was very few that actually got my attention, which was more Tejano boys, Los Garcia brothers, and Tony de la Rosa, San Ruben Vela, that were the only ones that I really liked, And then we moved over here. We would go to quinceañeras and stuff, and dances, whatever. And I would fall asleep on the table. I was mad because I didn't want to be there. I thought it was boring, right? Because I didn't grow up around it. So when I actually started to pay attention to it and started learning it and appreciating it, I was like, man, I wish I would have grown up here. I wish I would have, started learning a long time ago. I'm sure that if I would have grown up here, I would have started learning when I was a little kid. So don't take it for granted. When you get a little older, your body starts hurting. With it a little more, I started, taking it serious in my early 30s. So now, my hand falls asleep, and I'm like, man, my hand's hurting in the middle of a set. I should have started learning when I was a lot younger. But learn the scales también. Find
That's true though. That's true.
Learn the scales because the scales are boring, but that's how you learn to navigate on your own, ¿verdad? The first lessons that I took was with Lucky Joe, ¿verdad? When he was still with Los Frijoles Románticos, and something that he told me back then when I was 16 years old that I still remember now at 33. Quote, he says, I'm going to teach you the scales because I can drive you to San Antonio and drop you off if that's where you want to go. Or I can teach you how to read a map and you can go wherever you want to go, whenever you want to go. And the scales is the map to the music. And that's how he taught me my first polka too, because he taught me the G scale on a G accordion. And then I was like, after a couple of lessons, I was like, man, this is boring, like I kind of want to, start learning a song. I don't see how this helps. And he says, okay, let me start showing you this polka. And he shows me the first part and he's like, do the scale again. And then I did the scale and then I did the part of the polka. And then I did the scale, did the part of the polka. And I realized the polka was the scale rearranged. That's all it was. So now that I learned, he taught me those scales. That's the foundation that I use to try to figure out how to learn a song. So, that one of the song before that I played, Tú lo decidiste, that's how I figured it out. That was the first song that I ever figured out on my own because I just went off of that scale back and forth. Look for that right note. Hey, that sounds about right. And you just kind of go from there with that, but don't take it for granted. It's the scales can be boring at first when you're learning, but once you start learning how it fits in and how it's the foundation of the music, you'll be glad that you learned those scales.
And that's true. You got to start. You have to start from the foundation. You learn, and you mastered it, brother. Because the way you play the box, brother, it sounds really good, brother. It sounds really, really good.
Yes,
hey, it's either the box or your fingers, brother. One of the two. You control that mother. You control that G like nothing, bro. You're driving on cruise control, and that's pretty dope, bro.
It's happened to me on stage, man, where I go up and just de repente I'm just having a really rough, night, and I'm just messing up a lot and making a lot of mistakes. And I'm like, man, why am I? You know what? I didn't pick up the box for 2 weeks. I didn't practice, and I thought, we just did a 3-hour set. I'm good. I know, like I'm fine for another 2 weeks till our next gig. And then I picked it up at that time, and I'm making a lot of mistakes. You have to do it every day. You
gotta practice every day. You gotta practice that skill.
One polka just to keep your fingers agile and ready to go. But it happens, man.
So in this day era right now alive, who do you think it's a badass pinche who can play the accordion fucking flawless, bro?
Man,
who's one of your favorite? Who's one of your artists? You say, what? Este cabrón sí es perrón,
As far as accordion players go, man, right now that I've seen lately, because I haven't watched every accordion player, so if I leave somebody out, don't get mad at me, right? I don't know every accordion player, but and different styles, But for me, one of the best is Rick Garza from Tejano Boys. Man, he can just, he knows his stuff. He plays really good, and he developed his own style over many years. And then he randomly started playing, not randomly, right? But, in 30 years, it seems kind of random, but he started playing with Rubén Garza that used to play with Los Dos Gilbertos. So he went from playing this style that he created and developed over 30 years to old school, simple Los Dos Gilbertos, and he pulled it off. He played really well. So it's like, wow, to me, that's impressive. Also, Joseph Gonzalez with Joe Castillo y Los All Stars. Man, he's ni se diga. He can awesome. So many pisadas. I can't even keep up my ears with his music while he's playing. Trying to go along with all those pisadas and figure out, you know, what he did and where he pressed the buttons. Jaime Gonzalez, Javier Gonzalez, de los Delta Boys, they're both really good accordion players. I'm forgetting the name ahorita, el de Javier Solis, the accordion player.
Man, I forgot his name. Dang.
Yeah, I'm going blank on his name, but see, the accordion player. Please.
Okay, hey, what about the younger generation? Who catches the ear in the younger generation?
También, Treviño, Anthony Treviño, you know, when it comes to like hometown boys and that kind of style, man, you know, Anthony Treviño is one of the best. He gets down. If you ever get a chance to watch him live, just look at his hand and his fingers just don't stop, man. He's just going up and down on that accordion, you know, just crazy. I can't even keep up with it with watching, you know.
That's dope.
Yeah, there's so many guys that are and girls, right, that are just really good in their own aspect. You know, they all have their pros and cons, their strengths and weaknesses, which sometimes it's not even a weakness, it's just that they don't play that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, pero sí, I try to look at everybody's art and music and for its positive, you know, whatever that positive may be, because not everybody does that, you know. So it's like us, you know, we're not anything like huge or special or that unique, you know, to say that we're special and great. But like the song that I just played right now, Anhelos, I'm not a master accordion player, but nobody's ever played it that way specifically. So, you know, I try to make it my own, however that may be, you know.
Hell yeah, that's pretty dope. Kelly?
You know, listening to you guys and knowing your history and getting to know a little bit more of you guys, because my genre, I'm not, you know, I love Conjunto. All my respects to Conjunto. I'm more of a Tejano more sound, cumbia sound. But listening to you guys, man, you guys have like this unique style. It's what's, you know, vibing right now. The music that you playing, it's a little bit different than what I've heard, but I like it. I like how you did that song, right? The Ana Gabriel song. Not a lot of people probably knew that could be played like that, right? Because being introduced, and you know, that's really good, getting us to learn a little bit of more of what Conjunto is, and you know, how Veronica said, go send her the info. She must have liked something that she saw in our interview. So you guys have something really special. So whatever you guys are doing, keep doing it. It's beautiful to see family work with each other. Like you said, that is your dad.
That's badass.
And you know, I love seeing when family work together like that, and you know, do music together is even more of a plus because yeah, you spend time at home, but on the road, I mean, with the guys, you turn into a family as well. And props to everybody that's around y'all circle and the people that believe in y'all, your families. You know, it takes a team to get through this. And you know, there's so many battles when it comes on the road or doing music. If you don't have the backbone, which is your family or your friends, to push you and keep continuing the journey and the success that you have, sometimes it doesn't work. But I could see you guys have a great unity. I see the music that you guys put together. You do it out of corazon, and that's all it takes. If you don't play the music with heart, you won't get nowhere.
That's pretty badass. It seems like you guys have a strong family foundation, brother. You know, hey, father and son playing. That's badass, brother. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Not too many artists get a chance to perform with their, you know, with significant other or their family, you know. So that's pretty dope, man. Gilbert, tell me the truth. He's a pain in the ass, huh? That's dope that you guys play. You guys play badass, bro. You know, seriously, you guys are dope. In my book, you guys are dope. You know, you guys prove your skills. Sir, acapella, brother. It's hard to do acapella, and you fucking pulled it off, and that's pretty dope. Let me give a shout out to Hilda. Hilda Padilla in La Casa. Hilda, what's going on? What's going on? Let me give a shout out to my girl, Freestyle Cartel fan band Blanca Martinez in the house. You got yeah. That's pretty dope. I'll tell you what, before we go, why don't you play us something of your choice? For all the new people that jumped on right now.
¿Una polquita o qué?
Ay, tirando pinche chancla, tirando la bota, vale.
You want some why do I keep my mind?
Hell fucking yeah. Bam! We conjunto. We take conjunto and oldies to the map right now.
So this is una polquita que this is the first polka that I ever learned. That Lucky Joe taught me when he was teaching me the scales, and that kind of made me understand, why those skills were important.
Si quiero dejar de amarte, sufro tanto que me has dado tú, que no aguanto. Si quiero olvidar tu amor, qué sufrimiento. Solo junto a ti estoy contento. Dame más amor, hazme suspirar. Tal vez la emoción me desespera. Dame más amor, déjame soñar, déjame quererte a mi manera. Si quiero dejar de amarte, sufro tanto que me has dado tú, que no aguanto. Si quiero olvidar tu amor, qué sufrimiento. Solo junto a ti estoy contento. Dame más amor, hazme suspirar. Tal vez la emoción me desespera. Dame más amor, déjame soñar, déjame quererte a mi manera.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, that was dope, brother. That was dope. That was dope. You got that's a brown sound right there. That's pretty dope. Man, you control that box like nothing. Shorty Strider said, fantastic. Bravo. Bravo, amigos. You can catch him on. Where can they catch you on? You're on Facebook, Instagram. Where you at?
Facebook, Instagram,
TikTok,
YouTube también. We have 2 YouTube channels where one we upload some just random videos, things of us playing live, parts from our set. Some silly videos también. We like joking around and making jokes to that, so we put up some funny videos también. And then we have an official YouTube channel where it's our official music that's been uploaded. So our music is on YouTube, YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. But we only have 4 singles right now.
All 4 are originals.
Yeah, all 4 are originals. 3 rancheras and 1 polka. That was original also. And there's talks of an album.
Dope.
So
Kelly D.
It's also going to be almost all original.
I was busy reading here. Kelly D. Damn it, I'm sorry, Kelly.
Yes, guys. I mean, for our people that got on late or whatever, you can look again and watch the video. I know George reputs it again. We are connected with Sirius Tejano now. They do simulcast our show on YouTube. So you can find it under Sirius Tejano on the live videos, and you can find our interview right now, what happened right now on there as well. And we will be doing it constantly now. So again, George, thank you for that. And Sirius Tejano as well for doing that. Guys, Conjunto Estilo, you guys are independent, right? You guys do this on your own. You guys are not on a label or anything like that?
No, we're not.
Correct. Yeah, we contracted somebody to record us, and he actually got on the other instruments and helped us with the recording. He got Ruben de la Cruz to help on the bajo también. So, but we didn't, we're not signed or anything. We just
we pretty much just wanted to start getting our music out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn it.
So yeah, we just paid out of pocket, recorded some songs and put them out. So
Awesome.
hopefully with the next one, we're probably gonna end up doing it, private also, and just record them and put them out there.
Man, that's pretty dope right there. So anybody wants to get a hold of them, man, put your number out there, your telephone number out there. What's the number where they can get a hold of you?
Mine is 956-289-3990.
And mine is
go ahead.
956-226-2744. Or you can email us at Conjunto Estilo. So Conjunto CONJUNTO. I'm not a spelling bee master. Estilo STILO 369. No, 693. Okay. 693@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can send us a message. If anybody wants, a quote for a live gig, we do house parties, bars, clubs, whatever the case is,
Just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pachangas. We've done some house pachangas también.
Bam, there you go, everybody. Conjunto Estilo in the house. I'm gonna send you Veronica's email too, so you can shoot her your information, because Honey Dance in Las Vegas is happening again in September. So I'll shoot her your information. I'll shoot your information to her. Her email to you. You guys email her and send your information out there. Vegas is a different world. Everybody, I'm in Facebook jail right now, so I try to share. I'm in Facebook jail on all my platforms, so I have trouble sharing right now. So bear with us, and let me give a shout out to my people out there, everybody that tuned in and tapped in, from the Bay Area, Texas, everywhere, Nevada, Cali. Thank you very much for tapping in. I know I couldn't share it in too many places because I got my hands tied. I'm in Facebook jail right now. Let me go to shout out to the Hefa Radio, Hefa Jam, Hefa Jamming. Shout out to them. Sirius Tejano, bam, we're live with Sirius Tejano. We're live with them also on YouTube right now. So everybody wants to catch this again, bam. Sirius Tejano and go to YouTube. And everybody, bam, it's an honor to have everybody here. Thank you very much for supporting the talent. Amazing talent right here. Conjunto Estilo. Tap in, everybody. Any last words you want to give to the audience and your future fans?
Big shout out to our friends and family who have supported us, the new friends that we've made along the way. My wife, Cassandra, that just tuned in. Ahorita también. She was busy with something, but she was bartending over here for us. And but thank you for all the support. My mom, my sister, all of our friends and cousins that have shown us support along the way, gone to our gigs, and our musical brothers that have helped us, giving us tips and tricks and here and there to out of love and just for the love of music that just wanting to see us succeed. We appreciate that.
That's dope. Any last words, Kelly?
Guys, welcome to being here with us with the Freestyle Cartel podcast and showing your talent. Let them know. It's so beautiful to do this because you guys are showing your talent. Of course, playing the accordion. It's kind of hard to do it acoustically, like George said, but you know what? You guys pulled it off, and you guys sound amazing. I mean, putting more of the music, the drums, and all that, the bajo, and all that together. Nombre, I could already imagine what your style sounds like, and I wish you all the best of luck to our fans that tuned in, comment, and ask questions and stuff like that. Thank you, guys. This is the reason we do what we do. And for you as músicos, thank you for showing us your music to be able to showcase it.
Thank you for giving us a platform to share it on. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, George. Thank you, Kelly. Man, we finally got it done. 3 times the charm.
Woo! I'm telling you, 3 times the charm. We got it done. Now we're Sirius Tejano. We're on YouTube, so everybody tap in. It's an honor to have you guys here. You took us on the journey of your music matrix. You took us on a journey and you showcased your talent, which was amazing. So everybody, thank you very much for tapping in. Big Daddy George right here from the Brown Beret of the Airwaves, along with Kelly D in the house, La Jefa Jamming, Sirius Tejano, and Conjunto Estilo in the house. Until next time, everybody, peace, love.
Thank you, everyone,
bam.
for supporting the Freestyle Cartel podcast show and the amazing artists. From my heart to yours, good night.